Now, there are three things, at least, that Foreign Minister Penny Wong has said in the last 24 hours that are so catastrophically stupid that I wonder how anyone can trust her again. Now, you would have heard everyone already attacking what Wong said in a speech last night, making the correct point that she is rewarding terrorism. But I mean, it goes actually much further than that, very disturbingly further. I don't think people have picked up on some of what she actually did say. But of course, yes, rewarding terrorism, that's the most obvious. Just 6 months after the Hamas terrorist group started this war with Israel by murdering 1,200 Israelis, raping women, kidnapping about 250 people, some of them still in captivity, more than 100. Here is Wong actually rewarding Hamas for this slaughter and rape of the innocents, offering this prize.
So the international community is now considering the question of Palestinian statehood as a way of building momentum towards a two-state solution. Because the simple truth is that a secure and prosperous future for both Israelis and Palestinians will only come with a two-state solution. Recognition of each other's right to exist. A Palestinian state alongside the State of Israel.
There, the proof that terrorism works. Hamas kills, Wong caves. Oh, can I give you a Palestinian state? But like I say, that is the obvious bit. Condemned by Jewish groups, of course, by the opposition today.
If you come out and say the solution to this is an independent Palestinian state, you're simply rewarding the actions of terrorists.
Hamas is in charge in the Gaza Strip, and a decision like this by Australia, watched from that region, will be seen, I believe, only as emboldening the terrorists.
This is giving a public relations victory to Hamas for what they did on the 7th of October. The timing is all wrong.
In fact, this speech and comments after was so dumb and dangerous and incoherent that I wonder if Wong actually ran her speech by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese before making such a fool of herself, of her government and of her country, and also made herself such a backstabber to Israel, our only democratic ally in the Middle East. Albanese today actually seemed to be running a mile from her, and then from the media after trying to hose down what Wong had said.
Nothing has changed in Australian government position of support for a two-state solution and support for peace, security, stability and prosperity in the Middle East. Thanks very much. Thank you.
And I think you do well.
But it's actually Wong making a big thing about it right now. Right now, that's the issue. But like I say, all that's the obvious stupidity. Unfortunately, it actually goes far deeper, to an incredible level. For a start, Wong just isn't listening. Hamas, which runs Gaza, does not actually want Wong's version of peace. It's an Islamist group that forbids any state of Israel. Those Jews. Its charter calls Israel's existence illegal. Its leaders keep confirming Hamas will just keep killing Jews while Israel exists.
المسألة الأولى نحن لا نقبل حل الدولتين.
لازم نأدبها وحنأدبها مرة ثانية وثالثة ومش هذا حتكون طوفان الأقصى أول مرة، لا حتكون ثانية وثالثة ورابعة.
Now, it's not actually that much different with Fatah, which is the other political party which controls the Palestinian Authority that's in charge of the West Bank, the other slab of Palestinian territory. And Fatah has already rejected 2 offers from Israel of a Palestinian state. In 2000 and 2008, the last one would have made it an even bigger state than it is now. So how could Wong's plan do what she claims it will? Bring peace. But it actually gets even dumber. Who'd actually run this Palestinian state that Wong wants? Obvious question, right? Who would run it? Well, Wong tells us, well, of course not Hamas, because, we're right, they are terrorists.
There is no role for Hamas in a future Palestinian state. Any future Palestinian state cannot be in a position to threaten Israel's security and will need a reformed Palestinian Authority.
She wants a Palestinian Authority to run Wong's new Palestinian state? Is she crazy? The Palestinian Authority actually happens to be led by a Jew-hater, Mahmoud Abbas, who last year claimed Hitler didn't murder 6 million Jews because he was an anti-Semite. No, it's because Jews are money hungry.
وقال إنه اليهود يعني حارب اليهود لأنهم كانوا يعملون على أساس الربا والمال إنه لا سامية والسامية لا توجد هنا.
In fact, that guy you just saw, Abbas, and his Palestinian Authority right now spends more than $200 million a year on a pay-for-slay scheme that pays pensions to the families of terrorists killed trying to murder Jews. And it now includes extra payments to families of the Hamas terrorists who were killed after their October 7 attack on Israel, where they were raping and slaughtering, murdering children. And yet we're still not done with Wong's stupidity. I mean, I tell you, I'm surprised more people haven't got on to how incredibly dumb this and ill thought through this is. This Palestinian Authority that Wong's backing, that already runs the West Bank, is so corrupt and so hated by Palestinians that a recent poll showed only 14% wanted it. Only 22% supported the Fatah party of President Abbas. And 72% supported Hamas. And that's exactly why Hamas has banned any election since 2006. So how on earth would Wong impose this hated Palestinian Authority on Palestinians who'd rather have Hamas? And how would she stop Hamas from just shooting its way to power instead, like it did in Gaza? I mean, who'd stop it? You, Penny, and whose army? Even in the ABC interviewer did have to ask Wong about this obvious little flaw, and got another idiotic Wong response, a deflection.
Hamas has no place in Gaza.
So how do you remove Hamas from Gaza without a ground operation, in your view?
The question here is international humanitarian law and making sure that Israel complies with international humanitarian law.
So Wong doesn't have a plan to force Hamas to give up control. She just gave another whinge about the only country which has the will to at least try. But her answer was also a con, because Wong doesn't just want Israel to fight by the rules. She wants it to stop fighting full stop. She's just told Israel this week to stop its planned attack on Rafah, which is Hamas's last refuge in Gaza.
We are urging Israel not to proceed with a major ground offensive in Rafah because of the potential loss of civilian life.
So let's sum up this idiotic Wong plan. She's given Hamas a propaganda triumph that makes it even more likely that it will dominate the Palestinian state that she wants, ensuring the new Palestinian nation will be run by terrorists. Yet she has no idea at all how to stop them taking over. But maybe Wong can't really be this stupid, can she? I mean, maybe she doesn't care, just doesn't care about Israel and peace. Maybe what she's really doing here is sucking up to the Muslim voters in Labor seats in Sydney's West, trying to stop them from voting instead for the very anti-Israel Greens and new Muslim independents. When, after all, you've got pro-Palestinian protests already hounding the Prime Minister, again today. So is that why she's also today reposted Albanese's end of Ramadan greeting to Muslims? Maybe that is really Wong's plan. Not a peace plan for the Middle East, but a peace plan for Western Sydney. And Israel will just have to pay the price.